Thanks, Hari, for taking the time. For the benefit of users of Ecosystem's platform, I'm having a conversation with Hari Krishnan, who's the CEO of PropertyGuru. How do you define your business? Do you see PropertyGuru as a tech company? And if I were to ask you to describe PropertyGuru in your words, how would you describe it?
Sure. So Amit, thank you for having us. PropertyGuru is the largest online property company in Southeast Asia. We've been around for about 11 years now. As you correctly pointed out, we define ourselves and see ourselves as a technology company. It's the core of our innovation engine. It's the way we think about ourselves. It's also the mindset behind our employees. And so we spend a lot of time emphasizing company culture, automation, all the same elements that any leading technology company would. There are similar challenges to any technology company at this stage.
You're in the midst of redefining the way the entire real estate ecosystem engages amongst each other. Traditionally, it's been a sector that's not been that organized, especially outside of Singapore, if you look at some of the other markets you're in. What have been some of the key priorities for you in dealing with this change?
So Southeast Asia is sort of at the beginning of an offline to online migration when it comes to the property industry. We're at the very early stages. We believe there's a decade of digital ahead of us. As consumers, but far more importantly, property agents and developers begin to use digital platforms to sell and market their properties. When we branched out and moved into markets like Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, and Vietnam, we're now in 5 markets in total, we found that the offline to online migration was at a far earlier stage. And therefore, our product set and our innovation also changed. Right. So today, not only do we help agents and property developers market and sell their assets, we've also built a really good sales process automation software, essentially a B2B CRM for property developers. And so when a developer comes up with a new project, they use our software to create transparency, to manage their sales channels, and to add more automation to an entirely offline process.
You know, obviously, Hari, you've got a huge task at hand. You know, you are leading a company that has seen a lot of disruption, and now you're taking it to the next level as a leader. And as part of that process, you have to take along your entire leadership team as stakeholders in your technology roadmap. How do you deal with that?
I believe technology companies are as good or as bad as their team. It's as simple as that. For me, I have a very simple equation. It all starts with the quality of your leadership team and the quality of your organization. I'm very proud of our leadership team. We've spent a lot of time over the last 3 years upskilling, building up a really high quality executive team. And specifically, we were looking for 2 things. One was what I like to call scar tissue, good experience, past victories as well as challenges that they've faced, but also intellectual curiosity. So their approach, even though they have progressed well in their career, they still have a curiosity around trying to learn how they could help an industry that's moving offline to online. There is no playbook. We are the market leader. We are writing the playbook. And therefore, you need enough experience. You need to have enough mutual trust. And so as a CEO, my starting point is hiring the right team, creating the right environment, creating the right culture, creating the right incentives, and perhaps the guardrails to make sure we know what we're doing, but equally what we're not going to do. And then stepping out of the way, letting the team truly fly. And I think technology underpins a lot of that, but it all starts with people.
You recently got a new CTO on board. There's a lot of press around that. We understand he's a really bright spark. What were some of the attributes that you were looking for when you were hiring a CTO?
So if you think about PropertyGuru in 2018, we have about 25 million consumers that visit our site every month, property seekers as we like to call them. We are about 2 or 3 times the size of the number 2 player in the region. We needed a CTO who understood the scale and frankly saw the opportunity to double, triple, even quadruple this scale in the years ahead. Are you able to create an engineering culture in an environment where innovation is sparking, where potentially talent attrition is going to only increase as more venture capital money comes in, as more investment comes in? How do you respond to that challenge? Do you see it as an opportunity, or do you see it as something that intimidates you or overwhelms you? And so that was the kind of scar tissue I was looking for specifically from the CTO. And Manav's been in the company now for about 6 months. It's been a phenomenal start for him, and I think the business is doing really well.